This episode is brought to you by our friends at Hover, the easiest way to buy domain names and do more with them. Get 10% off today by visiting hover.com/ondeck.
Welcome to On Deck. I'm Matt Harris, and we're here at CTIA 2011, and we're on the trade show floor, and we kind of found a quiet and somber area. I'm here with my good friend Andrew Moore-Crispin. He's going to explain why.
Well, this is supposed to be the Docomo booth. Docomo, Japanese cell phone provider. Unfortunately, they weren't able to make it because we all know about the tragedy that happened in Japan about a week and a half ago, so our thoughts are with them.
And then the Japanese people as well, absolutely.
Indeed.
Well, this is On Deck, so kind of down to business, the behind-the-scenes video show for Butterscotch.com. You're allowed to smile, yeah, of course. So let's talk about the show. Now, we made predictions a few days ago when we first got here in Orlando, and I think we had 4 or 5 predictions. I think you were pretty much spot on. We started with the Samsung Galaxy Tab pricing being announced.
Yes, I was expecting pricing for the 10.1 or the 10.1-inch tab, which had already been announced. We were expecting carrier pricing. What we got was the Wi-Fi pricing. That's the 16 gig for $4.99. The 32 gig, like I said, Wi-Fi only, $5.99.
But don't act now, because they also will throw in the 8.9-inch.
Yes, indeed. They announced an entirely new tablet here. The 8.9-inch, like you say. So there's now 3 in the Samsung Galaxy Tab lineup. It's like a family. They say one size fits all is not for tablets. I tend to agree with them. The 8.9, I think it was $469 for the 16 gig Wi-Fi only. $569. Help me out anytime.
I'm just the camera guy, man. When that stuff, you need your notebook.
It's $569 for the 32 gig.
We'll put the key up here.
It's correct.
It's been a long week.
I give you my personal stamp of...
Well, you predicted them. They're all coming true. So if you say the prices are right, I believe this guy.
The price is right.
So you also predicted more dual-core microprocessors in smartphones.
That one was kind of a gimme. I mean, we'd seen a lot of that stuff happening in Barcelona.
Take some credit for it.
No, we'd seen that happening in Barcelona. I was kind of thinking that, I was almost thinking we wouldn't even see any single-core processor, at least not at the higher end of the smartphone market. We saw a couple different, like the Kyocera Echo, for example, that has dual screens but a single-core processor.
Right.
In order to kind of make those price points, you have to make a couple sacrifices like that.
But I like the Echo. It's very cool, the little folding accordion style thing.
Very cool.
You also made the prediction of 3D without glasses.
Indeed.
Which we also saw a couple of them. One from LG, I believe, and one from HTC.
That's correct. Yeah. I can't remember the names off the top of my head.
Evo.
One was the Evo 3D.
Yep.
One was the
LG something with 3D.
G2 Evo 3
here, of course.
Something or other. Yeah. So I can't remember that, but I remember the 3D.
Exactly.
But it is the glasses-free variety, right? So the same technology we saw in a recent ad episode. We went and took a look at the 3DS before it's released. The same technology happening on the cell phones. And to the same point, with the 3DS, you can actually turn the 3D effect off if you don't like it, or if it bugs your eyes out, or if you're just not using a 3D application.
They're not I'll be honest, they're not for me yet. I mean, I only use the 3DS and saw a couple of the phones here, but it's still, there's something about that experience for me that's not quite there.
Yeah.
Same thing with me at the theater with 3D. It kind of hurts my eyes. Maybe it's just my eyes.
I think it's everyone, after about an hour of doing it, you're like, oh, I mean, they have to put like warnings like, take 15-minute breaks every 15 minutes and all this kind of stuff.
Which gamers do.
Of course. Oh, naturally. Here's my thought. Right? So here's my thought.
Okay.
Buy a 3DS for the kids.
Gotcha.
Check out the screen. If you like it, you might want to think about a 3D cell phone. If you don't, the kids are still happy.
This is true.
Or just send it to me. Care of Butterscotch.com.
Shameless.
Oh, well.
The other prediction you made, which might also been an easier one, is more 4G connectivity, right?
Yes. Again, a bit of a gimme. Yeah. So faster networks, faster smartphones. You need faster networks. I mean, we've all had that issue where you're, let's say you're trying to send a tweet up, you're trying to, share a picture with your friends or whatever it is. I mean, or practical applications too. You can do practical applications too.
Imagine that.
Yeah. But just much faster network. We saw a demo in the LG booth. Obviously, it wasn't like actually happening. It was kind of like, here's what happens, almost a simulation. But I mean, we really are talking like by orders of magnitude faster connection via 4G versus 3G, that is.
So not to dumb this down completely, but I think there could be a mathematical formula that would explain CTIA. That is certainly
not my territory. I hope you have this mathematical
let me think. 2 microprocessors.
Right, so dual core. 2.
Plus 3D glasses.
3.
Sorry, the 3D minus glasses.
Okay.
Plus 4G. So 2 microprocessors, plus 3D, minus glasses, plus 4G equals CTIA Wireless 2011.
I like it.
Not just a hat rack, my friend. Before I let you go, one last thing. What was your favorite thing you saw here? Because I don't know if you saw it here. Let me rephrase. What was your favorite thing in Orlando? Because I think I know the answer.
Okay, I was going to say I don't know about this. My favorite thing, far and away, bought a nut color. an 8 gig SD card. Was able to. I had downloaded the software before we came here because the connection's kind of crappy in a hotel room. I was able to root the thing with Honeycomb running on my now Nook Color. Basically, the best sub $300 Honeycomb tablet ever.
Well, the funny thing is that last night at about 8 o'clock, 8 p.m., I turned to this guy and said, dude, disconnect, we're done for the day. And he had his Nook there, and he's like, no, this is fun for me.
This is fun, yes.
So tonight while I'm watching the Bruins, I have a feeling you're going to be nooking it up.
I might.
I
did it all for the Nookie.
What?
Boo.
On that weird note, for everything we've spoken about, go to butterscotch.com. Andrew Moore Crispin, it's been great.
Thanks, man.
A great week. Let's
Cheers.
head back to Toronto. We'll see you guys next week.
This episode is brought to you by our friends at Hover, the easiest way to buy domain names and do more with them. Get 10% off today by visiting hover.com/ondeck.